Namaskar, dear students. How are you people? Did you do something really good of which you are proud of to tell about? I am waiting for your response. You must do something good so as to protect the environment and keep the surroundings clean. And I think there are a lot of expectations from we, the youngsters. So we must contribute to the society accordingly. Okay, so today in our lecture we'll be studying the various obligations of the public authority. Yesterday we studied section 3 in which the right to information was provided, which is subject to the limitations which is expressly laid down under the right to Information Act itself. So today we'll be dealing with the various obligations which are provided under section 4. The various public authorities are duty bound to provide the right to information to the all the sections of the society, and how they have to exercise this obligation that is provided under section 4. All the public officials and the public authorities are duty bound to to preserve the records in a duly indexed and categorized in a duly cataloged form, and they must make the records available in a computerized form as much as the resources are available. Subject to the availability of the resources, those documents, those records must be made available in an electronic form so that they can be disseminated to a large number of people. So this is the main thing. Secondly, what is to be provided is within the 120 days of the enforcement of this act, what has to be done is the various public authorities must provide the details like details of the organization, the functions and the powers of the organization, the powers and the duties of its officers and other employees, the various rules of procedure which are adopted in a day-to-day office working, and the manner in which the work will be disposed of should also be provided. And thereafter the various judicial the various administrative and quasi judicial decisions, the reasons for the same must be provided to the people at large. The people must be provided the information whether there is a public library in the office and whether it can be utilized by the public, and if it can be utilized, then at what time it is open to them. All the information must be provided at its own will. That is, the public authorities must suo moto work for it, and efforts are made by the legislature by creating this section 4, that the people must have a minimum resort to the right to information under this act, and the information must be automatically be made available by the public authority. So it is the beauty of this act. Okay, now we must also know that the information which is made available on the various notice boards, websites, or any other medium which is the popular medium must be made available in the local popular language, as well as the language which is read and understood by the majority of the people residing in that particular area, so that the information can be understood by majority of the people, and also so that the people can be informed. Okay, this is the main motto of the legislature by passing this act. So therefore all these things must be done, and also the regular updation within a year, as expeditiously as possible, this must be done, and the dissemination of the information must be also be done in an expedient manner. The logic behind providing the section 4 of the RTI Act is so as to ensure the right to information of each and every person, because without the existence of the duty, a right becomes futile. So if you are going to make a duty, a corresponding duty for the same, only then and then that right can be exercised. So if there is a duty imposed upon the public officials, then the right can be exercised. And also, moreover, this right need not be exercised by the citizens. Moreover, the public officials should suo moto make available this information, and it must be disseminated to the large section of society, considering the cost effectiveness and the local language and various other factors as well. And the other logic is, since ours is a participative democracy, and in which we are following a republican system as well. Also, since the government revenue is collected from the citizens, okay, so they have all the right to know how their hard earned money is being utilized by the public authorities. Moreover, since they have to vote again for the government, to choose the government, therefore also they must know how the government is functioning for them. Thereafter, they must also be sure that the works which are done for them are done in a fair manner, and there is accountability for the same. So these are the logics, various logics behind the providing of section 4 of the RTI. Now we shall study the designation of the various public information officers, which is provided under section 5 of the Act. So the every public authority within a time span of 100 days from the enactment of this act shall designate the central public information officers or the state public information officers, as the case may be, so as to facilitate the providing of the information to the information seekers. And these officers will be the officers who will be responsible to provide the information as well as to receive the request of these information applications. Furthermore, without prejudice to the provision which I have mentioned just now, the public authorities may even appoint an assistant to these people. That is to say, the central assistant public information officers and the state assistant public information officers may be appointed at sub divisional or the sub district level, and they will be receiving these applications and accordingly acting. Okay, now the public information officers, the central or the state public information officers, will receive the request from the information seekers, and they shall, okay, they are duty bound to provide as much as assistance as is required to the information seekers to get the information. So they are duty bound to provide the assistance. They must render all assistance. Next is now these central and state public information officers may even seek help from the other officers of the department, and these other officers are duty bound to provide the assistance which is sought by the public information officers. Further, if they are not working, or if they are working, accordingly, if some work is not done in a proper manner, these public officers, public authority officers, from whom the help is sought by the state or the central public information officers, shall be dealt with as if they are also the central or the state public information officers, and accordingly any action may be taken against these officers from whom the help is sought. Now we shall study the request for obtaining the information, which is provided under section 6 of the act. Now the person, that is to say the applicant who seeks to obtain the information, must comply with the following things, and those are: he must forward the application with requisite fees, and the application must be in writing, or by it must be in the form of electronic means, and it must be in Hindi or English or any other local official language which is prescribed for that area, and it must be addressed to the central public information officer or the state information officer, or it may be addressed to the central assistant public information officer or the state assistant public information officer. And the applicant need not give reasons for seeking the information, that why he is seeking that information. He need not justify himself, because it is a right of his, and he need not therefore provide the reasons for the same. The only details which is required to be written by him is that he must provide his name and address, so that he can be contacted, so as to give that information or deliver that information to the applicant. Furthermore, if a person is unable to make an application in writing, it is not mandatory for him to make that application in writing. There is a proviso attached to section 6 which specifically sets out that he must, that is the central public information officer or the state public information officer must render all the assistance to make that application in writing. Okay, so he is there to provide that assistance, and he will therefore make it in writing. Thereafter, if the information which is sought by the applicant relates to any other public authority, or that information which is being sought here is it is falling within the ambit of the public authority which is other than the public authority to whom that request is being made, then what this central public information officer or the state public information officer must do is he must transfer the application expeditiously, and while transferring that application he must inform that applicant as well. Okay, and this has to be done within a time span of 5 days. Okay, now since a time bound process is made, therefore this act empowers the applicant even more. Thank you, dear viewers, subscribers, and my dear students. So our quest for the knowledge does not end here, it starts here, and now it is for you people to go and study as much as possible on these topics, and find suitable case laws, and thereafter discuss the same with me, and we will be meeting soon after the situation becomes normal. Till then, you must keep studying, keep working hard, and you people must make us really proud for whatever good things you are doing. And please do post whatever good deeds are being done by you and how you are utilizing this time. Okay, and please do not forget to subscribe, share, and comment, and like the videos. Thank you.